start off by doing what we did in the last panel. We'll start over here. Introduce yourself. Please tell everyone who you are, what role you had.
Manolo, I played Victor. It was my first time acting. Thanks to the Ron and Kevin and everybody else in the cast. I was able to just lean on them, and they just pulled me through it.
Nice. Very, very nice. Jenna?
I'm Jenna, and I play the twins, Amanda and Allison, in the film. And I've done a bunch of work with Ron. He's an amazing director, writer, producer.
Woo! You're Ron.
Ron Cucciarelli, the writer, producer, director, friend to everybody on the set. We had a great time, and I can't say enough about what everybody did in the film. And they really didn't need coaxing from me. Not much. They were great. And Kevin, he did a great death scene, so thank you.
All right, Kevin.
I'm Kevin Craig West, and I did a great death scene.
And that's all he is, basically. Okay,
And
Ron.
he's an actor, and he does everything.
Thanks for that, Ron. Panel done. Just kidding. Ron, we're going to start with you. Because I know you're 40, aka 73 years old. You're probably the person with the, I'm sorry, I love you. You have the most wisdom in this entire room, and you've been working in this field, and you know many things. So because we have new people in the audience, please tell the audience something that you know to be true about storytelling or filmmaking that might behoove them.
Storytelling is to me, I think it's very important. It's also depends on, I think, your background. I was influenced from a very young age in all the TCM type movies. I love from 35 to 55 the movies that were there. Either they're film noir or they're comedies or they're musicals, and I picked up, I think, a lot from that, and especially some of the films that really never had fighting in it, but they had, strategy, and I looked at this movie similar to playing a chess game. You have to have, can I outcite you? Can you outcite me? Whatever the moves are. So this really, my intention was to do like a 10-part series with this. And it didn't come about that way. Some of the actors had to leave. We had some film in the can already. I didn't want to lose that. I just went back to the drawing board. I started writing different scripts and bringing in new characters and things like that to make it as a movie. And to me, it's a little like 7 Days in May. There's been strategy on both sides, and you've had somebody that was trying to undo everything, they wanted to change the way the country was and things like that. So it's, I figured that it would bring enough suspense and things just in not knowing what was going to happen or seeing something happen and destroying something and things like that. So it's very hard to choreograph a fight scene. We tried it and it just didn't work. And I just felt it would be better to have, let's concentrate on what's going behind the scenes, the actors and how they interact with one another. And that's really how I finished it.
Can you tell that he's an instructor? Because that was totally like an instructor answer right there. Okay, Kevin, I want to ask you a question. You do coaching, yes? We have a fellow coach in the audience, as a matter of fact. So I'm curious to ask a coaching question, because whenever someone says to me, I'm a life coach, I'm a this kind of coach, all I'm thinking is, I don't get it. So talk to me a bit about what the allure is with coaching to you.
pay. um, to help someone move along. I think that we are all where we are. I am where I am because people have coached me and have instructed me along the way, and to this day. So yeah, where I can be helpful with someone to make their path a little easier, I'll be helpful and do my part.
Nice. Very, very nice. Jenna, I made an observation about you. You're a mom, yes.
Yes.
You're also into yoga, yes.
Yes,
I
a
saw
yoga
that.
teacher.
And you do very, very, very nice work in independent films, clearly. So I want to ask a question about this. We always ask ourselves balance. As a mom, most of our families always come first, but filming schedules are arduous, and you can be on set for 12 or 14 hours. So how do you make that distinctive line between where starting and ending happens with all these things going on?
Well, I have a really nice husband.
I knew that was it.
Yeah,
It's always the partner.
they have a lot of daddy-daughter time when I'm on set, so
Oh, nice.
my
Very
daughter
nice.
enjoys it.
Yes. And from the yoga standpoint, you know, there's a lot of actors I know that do the whole meditation yoga thing. Is that just a thing? Like actors do that to like get into that space or zone? Or I just keep hearing it, and they keep saying that. Yeah, this is what we practice, and I'm like, I've never done that.
It does help you it helps you to connect with your body.
Seriously,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. All right, you young man, tell me about the relationship between you and Ron. How did you meet one another, and what is it about this project that you found so interesting that you wanted to sign up?
Okay. We were just talking about that on the drive up.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah. A few years back, we were part of a group that's no longer around, Upstate Independence in Albany, New York. And we were reminiscing about how we missed those days when we could bring the film community or like-minded people together to collaborate. And it was at that time that we met. We had different projects going on. And I happened to mention that my wife and I own a hair salon, and he started getting his hair cut with my wife.
Nice.
And we just continued to see each other every now and then. And through my wife, I believe Ron asked, hey, do you think Manolo would be interested in helping me out with a project I have going on? And I said, absolutely. And there we are.
Look at that. I want to ask a question about Albany as far as upstate. All of us know where that's located, and so being in Manhattan is a little bit different than upstate. So any one of you can answer this. What's the condition in terms of getting gigs as an actor, being able to shoot on set? Are there any advantages to going upstate?
There's a film commissioner for each kind of big town.
Uh-huh.
Albany's got a commissioner, Saratoga's got a commissioner, Troy's got a commissioner, and they are all together, and they will help locate, find locations.
Sure.
They all help, with arranging you permission. The scene where they were beating up Jen's character,
Yes.
and then that was shot in a furnace room in the
The Armory.
Armory
Oh my gosh.
from 1920.
Oh my goodness.
So they were ovens there
Sure.
where they would burn the wood to heat the building, and it was a perfect place to do this, do that shot. So I thank the people that own the Armory, and the commissioner had something, of Schenectady had something to do with getting it for me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, one of the, if you don't mind, I'd like to
Oh, go
comment on
for
that. One of the things that I love about filming upstate, Albany area specifically, is that it's still somewhat a novelty, such
Sure.
that businesses and patrons welcome it and want to be part of it,
Nice.
and would like you to come in and like film in their store and aren't looking to like gouge independent filmmakers, so you can, as
Okay.
an independent filmmaker, you can get a lot done, and as opposed to areas where film is a nuisance, New York City, LA, bigger
Absolutely.
cities, where if you want to shoot in the business, it's going to cost you a lot, or people just
You
don't
need
want
a
to be
permit
bothered
for
with you. You have to
everything.
get permits and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just more inviting and welcoming, and for that's for the independent filmmaker. For
Yeah.
big productions, studio productions, the incentives are like through the roof, and trying to get people to come up and shoot. I recall there was a time when they put a ban on doing stunts in the streets here in the city. So productions were running upstate to do all of their exterior stunts, like cars blowing up and flipping all around and whatnot. So, people caught wind and now are shooting up there a lot. Gilded Age is up there for its 3rd season right now.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They were in Troy and Albany because there's still that old architecture that's
Yep.
up there, like from the late 1800s or
Goodness.
early 1900s. So
It's interesting. Yesterday, somebody was here as a filmmaker. Actually, Ryan Himacker actually was the one I think that said it. One of them about getting PA locations like for nothing. Literally, just go there. Certain places, connections. I just love the fact that this brings people together. You find 3 locations. I'm like, we can shoot. This is awesome. Now, to you, this is your first project. Did you get the acting bug and you're like, I totally want to do this as my day job? Da da da. Give up the
No.
salon.
We were just talking about the same thing, and I was saying that I retired from corporate America 3 years ago, so I'm free for projects now, whether it be
Oh, look at that.
writing, helping out with, like you were asking about, choreographing fight scenes.
Sure.
I'm ex-military, so there's a lot that I can bring to the table and have some fun with.
Absolutely. And you have body art, and that never hurts. I'm just saying. I always feel that that's a big extra bonus there. Now, Jenna, so, question for you. You are on a set, and I love everyone on set, but let's face it, there's a whole lot of boys on this set. So when we deal with men in real life, sometimes it's enough to make you want to scream. So when you're working on a set with like all these guys and all this action, what was that experience like?
Oh, the actors were so wonderful to work with.
Sure, I imagine so.
And I have great camaraderie with them. The first movie I ever did, Kevin was in with me.
Oh, nice! Oh my gosh, I didn't know
She spit
that.
in my face.
Sorry. Ron
Look at
made
that.
me.
Before she got the lines.
Sure.
So, no, it was really lovely.
Oh, I imagine so. And Ron, I imagine, is probably just as lovely on set as he is
Oh,
here.
he's the best,
I
yeah.
bet he is. And I love that he's still doing it. You know what I mean? As people age, they grow, they want to do different things, and so he's still at it. I give him a whole lot of credit and a whole lot of respect for what he's doing.
Thank
All right. So let's talk about the film, A Matter of Greed. So, Ron, if you would explain to the folks, because you started doing this in the introduction, where was the catalyst for this story? Where did it come from?
from my head.
I know that, but like, was there an inspiration?
No,
Where did it come from?
I just thought that it would be interesting to have a real mean, bad, rich guy that just couldn't get enough, and they want more power. Money is power. to
Sure.
them. And he hires these guys, these young guys that, probably for real cheap to do his dirty work. The other thing is having a co-conspirator that's
Yes.
in the FBI itself.
Okay.
And but he got his just desserts.
Yes. I want to ask about the allure of espionage. When you look at films like this, I don't think there are, maybe it's me, but I don't feel like it's a genre that's really getting tapped into a lot lately. So I wonder if you gravitate towards that because you like it, or because maybe the norm is not to make a film like this.
I think once I get an idea, and I try to flesh it all out.
Sure.
And go through it and come up with all the different situations that would exist in that
Yes.
environment. Comedies, you would do it another way. So
Yes.
and we try to do a lot of different things, right? The other one that we were in your other festival
Yes.
was
I love that movie.
there was you had ghosts in it.
You
and,
did.
And my wife played one of them.
Yes,
That
I know.
inhabited her body, and
She was a star.
She was. That was a lovely film. What's the name of that film, Ron?
oh God,
Help me out, Ron! And you know who's in that film? He's also in this film. I'm so happy. And I'm sad that Lonnie's not here. I'm a big fan of Lonnie.
yes,
Lonnie
Lonnie.
Hossinger.
Lonnie
Yeah,
is going to
that's
going to come, but Fridays we're working.
Oh, I get you. Lonnie, for you guys that don't know, Lonnie Hossinger, if you look him up, Hosinger, awesome. Awesome guy. He did a romantic comedy. That's what we would call it, right? Like a romantic
Two
comedy.
Lost Souls.
He was in Two Lost Souls, if you look that up. And that's distributed, right, Ron?
It's, well, no, everything is on YouTube or Vimeo.
Yes.
I understand that I may have some kind of an in with Tubi
Nice.
for this, and if it does, I'll definitely let you know.
Yes.
And Tony sent me some other information about
Very
how to
nice.
get it,
Oh,
put
there?
up somewhere, and
Yeah, I get you.
you know.
But since we're on Lonnie, how did Lonnie become involved with the film? Did you write the characters and you're like, I could just see Lonnie doing this? You know how some people just write for someone?
Yeah, you have a corral of actors that you're used to working with
Yes.
too, and you know what they can do
Yeah.
and how much they can stretch. That's why Jen has been a leading lady in, I think, 5 out of my 6 films,
Yeah.
or 6 out of 7 films.
Yes.
And it's great. I wish I knew about your festival, even before that, because I had other films that were good. Maybe I'll send one of them to you because I didn't send it to anything in, other festivals.
You guys are killing
And
it.
that
with your
was
kindness.
Shadows in the Moonlight. That was
Oh,
another
yeah.
Cindy's Festival. There are other festivals, just so you know. But
There are.
that's very sweet. Very, very sweet.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm on YouTube, so you can see a lot of the different films. I have a 5-minute film that has more suspense in it than an hour and a half.
You betcha. Tell me a bit about Kevin MacLeod's music. I love this. How did you get involved with Kevin MacLeod, and how did you get to doing the music?
Kevin.
McLeod.
Oh, MacLeod.
Yes.
He allows you to use his music
I saw that.
as long as you don't denote it in the credits. So I think we used maybe 40 of his pieces.
I saw that. It was just one right after another, and I thought,
Yeah.
do you have a personal
So you
relationship?
have to do that.
Okay.
That's one of his, requirements, that as long as you give me the credit, you can use our stuff.
That's lovely. Okay, I want to talk about setups because clearly you've got all sorts of people running around with guns and the FBI chasing people, and so you've got chasing scenes, you've got FBI kind of stuff. How do you, in essence, walk me through the process of how complicated it is to do shots like that? Because I imagine the setup is quite intensive.
Well, I create a shot list,
Sure.
but I also show the scene. And I have, A camera, B camera,
Right.
C camera, so everyone knows their place.
Yes.
So that guides me, through the whole process.
Okay.
And then there's all explanations in there about what each actor is doing and things like that. So you get to see it so that most of the time I don't have to really give instructions to them. Once they see it, they know what, and they have a knack for doing the right thing. too.
Ah,
So,
very, very
and
nice.
sometimes they do something which I didn't expect, and I said, that was better than what I came up with. Good.
Yes.
So I think we have a very friendly crew,
Yes.
good rapport with the actors and the crew, and especially even with me. So I think we have a good setup and a good group. That's why you see a lot of the same people in
In the
it,
movies,
especially in
yeah.
the short films.
Yeah.
But you want dependable people.
Amen to that. Absolutely. Speaking of actors, so each one of you actors, I'd like you to walk me through the process of, I find process fascinating. How do you find a character? How do you get there? So where did you find your character? Where was that? What was the process like to find that?
Well, what happened was, I only got my lines for the script.
Ah,
So I had to, when I got on set, I had to ask, and this is where I was leaning heavily on people like Kevin and others that I was
Yeah.
working with directly, because I had to ask Ron, am I supposed to be intimidated by this person? Or am I supposed to be intimidating
Right.
them? Or, what's, for lack of a better way to say it, my motivation?
Yeah.
So that only takes you so far. But then it's a matter of, for me, feeling the vibe from the person I'm working with on the screen and feeding off of them. So once again, people like Kevin made it so much easier
I bet.
for me to just, ride the wave right along with them.
Sure. Now, Twin Lady, so how do we find the distinction there? Because I'm guessing at some point you had to mentally say to yourself, okay, there's this character and this character, so how did that formulate?
Well, I am a twin in real life.
Ah, I did not know that. Well, that makes it simple.
Yeah, I know. We have
Okay.
our own little differences, so
Sure.
I kind of went by that. We're very alike, but
Okay.
we have our distinct differences. So I
Okay.
tried to, in the revenge twin, I tried
Mm-hmm.
to. I kind of also, I'm obsessed with the show Money Heist.
Okay.
So I kind of tried to give it a little of the
Sure.
Alicia, like the detective on that.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that show, but it's like super amazing.
Show?
Money Heist on Netflix.
Yes. Okay.
I tried to kind of use her as a guidance, as a motivator for
Sure.
me and mix it in. But it was really fun to play twins because I've never played twins before,
I bet.
even though I've got to be a twin my whole life.
That's very cool. I like this concept very much. That's
Yeah.
nice. Well, I did not know that. That helps quite a bit. And for you, Kevin, you're a bad guy.
I just took on my life.
Oh.
I've been a bad guy all my life. It's written, so I initially draw everything just from what's written and
Okay.
and pull from whatever similarities or whatever experience I may have, be it from things that I may have seen or read or whatever. So pull from there first, and then rely on direction. And then, as Noel was saying, the symbiotic nature of just doing the lines and bouncing
Yeah.
off of one another.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. Ron, if I were to ask you, what was the biggest challenge with doing this film? The biggest challenge for you with this film? What was the
Biggest challenge?
hardest part about doing this film?
I think after I had to start making all the different changes and things like that, I was getting a little lost and confused a little bit. And then when you see it, you'll go, no, wait a minute, that shouldn't occur here.
Yeah.
I've got to make it occur down further, downfield.
Yeah.
And that's, when you're changing characters and you're changing some of the dialogue and things like that, that's some of the things that you have to deal with and make it work.
Yes.
So, it's still a challenge, but nothing comes with poof, done,
Oh, no, I
It just
know.
don't happen.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay. So I'm going to stop here just because you're going to stop that because I'm going to do a full review of the film. So I don't want to give away too much. That's number one. Number two, I should tell you if you have any nominations. Do you want to know? Do you want to know your nominations?
yeah, why not?
You have 2 nominations for the film. First of all, you're nominated for Best Written Film Script in a Feature Film. So the script itself is nominated. And your bad guy is nominated. Yes, you. So, Best Male Actor in a Feature Film nomination. So, the film awards are this coming Sunday, so you can either attend virtually or in person, so you can get a ticket to do either or. Obviously, I have the very, very hard task of picking one person. So, this is